Yeah, happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. I'm answering a question that a lot of people have asked me because they've heard it, but they weren't familiar with a term in dealing with mortgage loans. What's a cash out refinance? What's a cash out refinance? And we're going to discuss exactly what a cash out refinance is, the process to go about it, and how to decipher if it's a good situation for you to take on or not. But before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Labs.
What's going on, brothers? Thursday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thursday. Say a little bit. Is it hot outside?
Shit, man, been damn hot all damn week.
I know it's been hot all week. Seems like the studio that took on the extra hotness today.
Hey, man, it's the hottest damn show at the station.
That's what it is. That's what it is. The hottest show in the nation.
Yeah. That's what got it smoking hot.
I think that you're right. You're right. I got you.
Okay. You know, I like looking at my little thing scroll, man.
I got you.
But yeah, man, tonight we're going to be talking about exactly what is a cash out refinance. When we start talking about a cash out refinance mortgage, explain the whole process, exactly what it is and stuff. So, Sexy Redbone said, period. That's what I'm talking about. Before we get started, I want to start off saying what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on? We already did that, but
yeah, we did. Also,
Slick.
And also, I said, what's up to you, damn Lab? It is hot shit.
That water got you. That water got you mesmerized.
I also say what's up to mother producer, Slick 316. What's going on, Reek? Recapping this past weekend, man. Wants to give a shout out before we even get started to my son Christopher Burden. He qualified for the Nationals in the shot put. So, I was telling him we were going down there. We'll be there make it, but Chris did qualify for the Nationals, man. So big shout out to Chris. But tonight's show we're streaming live on the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. Right now, you feel free to call in if you want to add to the conversation. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. But the main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, where we have over 700 videos covering, oh Lord, I'm about to knock something over, covering business, entrepreneurship, finance, and real estate, what we're covering tonight. So whatever platform you are looking at outside of that, with those other platforms, make sure you go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Again, Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, you can see the video in its entirety. Just in case you miss anything, also get to take advantage of the over 700 videos that we currently have on the YouTube channel. So, with that said, talking about tonight's show, what's a cash out refinance, right? So, if you currently have a home mortgage or you're in the process of doing it, I always try to tell people to be very, very versed with the different facets of being a homeowner, right? And a lot of times, and I get, like I said, I get phone calls all the time. People entering different situations in regards. And I want to do videos on that, just like what's the escrow? Why is my mortgage going up and going down each year? Why the hell did I get a check in the mail from the mortgage company? Because my escrow balance, had a surplus. What the hell is a surplus?
Okay.
What are property taxes? These are a lot of things that if you're not really versed with it, once you become a homeowner, you don't really know exactly what the hell this stuff is. Now, I will say this to people. Most counties, municipalities, period, they have first-time home buyer seminars where you can go to, sit down, and they'll kind of bring you, abreast with it. And most banks have it because, again, they're trying to push you to get these particular products.
Oh, I didn't. I don't think a lot of people even knew that part right there. The county have first-time home buyers seminar.
Yeah, most of them do it because they give you credits.
Okay.
They give you credits and they'll give you a down payment assistance. If you go through the whole process of doing it.
Oh wow.
Most counties do that.
Okay.
But that's why everybody needs to turn into the dollar hour.
That's right. I didn't know. That's something I didn't know.
Yeah, they do it, and what I try to get people to try to be as proactive as possible to find out as much information, because again, I get those calls all the time, and you go back in 03, 04, when it was very, very easy to get a mortgage loan, and people were doing the interest only, the arms and all that kind of stuff, and they set us into a big damn spiral and market crash, because you was able to be working in a warehouse, make $18,000 a year,
right,
and get a $400,000 house.
I remember that.
Remember the time. But things have become back to reality, and now we're in the regular normal terms in regards to mortgages. So what I want to just do a lot more videos regarding the housing market, mortgage products and things like that, because what I've noticed, you have a lot of information on the internet. I think giving scare news, and again, some of it may be factual, some may not. In regards to we're going to be in a market crash, we're going to do this, the everything's going to go, we're going to hit another recession and stuff, and that's more scare shit, but it's not educating anybody. So that's why we're going to do a lot more videos this year in regards to mortgage. So if you haven't noticed, I do at least 2 or 3 each month regarding that. What was the last one I did? I think I did the one about renters. Shazzy did a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah.
I did the refinance video and the one about renting. If you're a renter, just what will be a good time to rent from the landlord perspective, both sides and stuff. Got the exact title of it, but I'll get to it. But we're just trying to put more information out. So now we're talking about what's a cash out refinance. And basically, guys, if what's a cash out refinance is basically you're refinancing the loan. That means you're changing the terms of the loan. And what a cash out refinance is that you're going to refinance is a financial transaction, a new mortgage that you're going to get, where you're going to acquire a new loan that's going to be larger than your a new mortgage rather that's going to be larger than your current mortgage, and the difference will be the actual value of the loan, the value of the home, the current property, in relation to what you owe.
Okay.
So let me repeat that. Go slow, okay? Because I kind of just boogered it up a little bit myself. A cash out refinance of your mortgage is pretty much when you're doing a refinance where you're going to get you have the amount that you owe your mortgage currently. Let's say that's $100,000.
Okay.
But the value of your home is $200,000. What you can do is cash out refinance, get a new mortgage for $200,000, and the mortgage company will give you a new loan and also cut you a check for that $100,000 difference.
Oh, okay.
Now again, we're going to go into it with closing costs and all this other kind of stuff, the fees. But in general, that's what a cash out refinance is. You're acquiring a new loan, that cash out, that's, and what it is, the difference between what you currently owe and the market value. And that market value, the difference between the market value, say if you owe the market value, which was stated for your home, $300,000, $400,000, that's the market value. And whatever you owe on your home, the difference is called equity. So you hear people say, what's home equity? What does that mean? The equity is the actual difference between the market value of your home and what you currently owe.
Line Lady Love says higher monthly payment. Higher monthly payment?
Yes, it's going to be a higher monthly payment because you get a bigger loan.
Oh, okay.
So if you go from a $100,000 loan to a $200,000 loan, it's going to be more, and we talk about a cash out refinance. That doesn't mean you can do a refinance and get a lower mortgage because you can get lower rates. You can even go at a shorter term, get lower rates and pay less money.
Okay, so I guess.
But we talking about a cash out. With the cash out, we're actually going to make this thing bigger.
Okay.
And we pull the money out. So more than likely, you're going to have a higher note.
Okay.
But that's not nothing to, you ain't tripping about that if you turn around and get $100,000 in your pocket.
Okay.
Because you can think about it like this, guys. Let's just go, just from an explanation standpoint. If you bought your house 20 years ago at, just say, $150,000, and your note is $900, right? And you've paid it down to, now it's $150,000. It may be down to $100,000. So you've paid off $50,000, right? So now you're at a point, this house is valued at $300,000, right? So you gonna tell me that then that $900 mortgage may go up to, let's say, $1,300, $1,400. You're gonna tell me you're gonna pass up getting $200,000 in your damn pocket? Okay, I mean, do the math.
I got it.
Do the math. 14 minus 9, the difference, multiply the time 30. I guarantee you still you'll be winning.
I know you're gonna answer all these questions in this statement, but can you stay at the same mortgage, like the same interest rate that you at? Like if, like Lady Lionel said, stay at 3%. Like
the
she has
3%. Market dictate.
Market.
So that's what the market gonna dictate that anyway. So that's gonna be out of your control anyway.
Okay.
The market gonna increase the value, and the market gonna give you what the rate is.
And I guess we had a show about the Fed increase anyway. So that that is gonna affect that interest rate.
It don't
right?
benefit you to buy a damn thing right now.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, now again, if the dollars work,
Right.
that it can. Let me correct myself on that. But at the end of the day, that's why we got to do the analysis. That's why you got to look at a show like Mr. Short Dollar, where I teach you how to analyze that particular stuff. And matter of fact, I did go into depth about that, how to analyze and look at what a mortgage would be on the, what was the damn video, Lab? I just did it last Friday, I think. It was a live feed I did last Friday, where I broke down, because I was looking at one of my rental houses, and if I took cash out, how much it'd be. I went to the website that the calculator, get the mortgage calculator, how to figure it out and stuff. So damn, man, if y'all go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, look in the real estate playlist, you'll be able to definitely see it. All right, it'll come to me. If anybody have a chance to go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube and see the video we just did about mortgages and rents, I just did the video last Friday.
I remember seeing live.
Yeah,
because I was busy, but
I broke down exactly how to look at it, and how to calculate your mortgage and stuff like that, including PMI and property taxes and stuff. That was a real informative video.
And you did last Friday.
Yeah, Friday. Should be last Friday.
Oh, okay.
Should be last Friday, maybe two. It was like something like that about rent, mortgage.
It says renter's choice.
Renter's choice.
Rents are dropping all over cities. That's not the one.
No, that's not it. I just did that the other day. I did that the other day.
Oh, okay.
And everything. So, no, that was just the other day. But what the hell was that? That's why I said I know I've done like 4 or 5 real estate videos over the past 2 weeks with that. But if you get it, let me know what it is. But it's been done the past, I think, 7, 8 days.
Should I buy a home in this economy? That was 5 days ago.
Should I buy a home in this economy?
That's got to be it, because everything else is about employment.
I guess that's what it was.
Yeah.
Now it was a live feed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Should I buy a home? That was 5 days ago.
Yeah.
Should I buy a home in this economy?
Yeah. Should I buy a home in this economy? And I went through the whole. I even showed the whole, calculators and went through everything. But check that video out. But we start talking about the cash out refinance again, guys. We're talking about a cash out refinance, just from a most simplistic explanation I can give you, is just you're acquiring a new renters rejoice. No, that's not it. That's not it. Renters rejoice. That's not it. Because renters rejoice just showing how nationwide renter prices are dropping. Yeah. But yeah, should I buy a home in this economy? And that was the video. I keep thinking, but that wasn't. I thought that was a replay. But I know
it was live. That was the only one. There's one after that. It said something about employment and buying a home if you're unemployed, and buying someone unemployed. And then the other one was the AI one we did.
Okay, so that is it then.
Yeah.
That is it.
And that's the only lives that.
Should I buy a home this coming year? So that was it.
Yeah.
But looking at with the cash out refi, remember, guys, in simplistic terms, you're just acquiring a new mortgage, where they're going to look at the current balance you have, and subtracting that from the actual market value that's listed. So the difference would be the cash that will be settled to you at closing. And we're going to go through this show tonight. That's the easy explanation is how the process is, and then ended out determining like it would be how to kind of look at it, would it be a good deal for you to try it or not. Okay. Again, it's the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Right now we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. Tonight's show we're talking about what's a cash out refinance. Okay, so typically, we're going to go through the whole process of how cash out refinance goes. So the first part of it is typically what happens is you got to have an assessment of your equity, right? So the assessment of the equity is pretty much, it has to be validated. So, just say you go to a basic site like Zillow.com, and you'll see the actual what the market value of your home is from that point, and that's kind of like it's not the actual appraisal value that if you ever actually had a quote-unquote appraiser to come through and take pictures and do that stuff, but it's a decent, fair assessment to get, we just get comps and things of that nature. So you typically can go on the Zillow and kind of get an idea, hey, this is probably what the value is, and if you're figuring out like, hey, listen, the market got this house worth $300,000, I just owe $100. Now, shit, I don't know what's gonna be going on next year. Now, should I pull some cash out, refinance it? And to lie later, a little question in regards to that. More than likely one of the things you do is gonna be the deciding factor. your note is going to increase.
Mm-hmm.
But you can sit there and say to yourself, if you're going to go from 900 to 1500, I mean, if that's $600 difference, you know, gonna hurt you, and is the money that you're gonna acquire gonna make that much a difference? You know, that's a you call. You know, but that's why I would tell people, and I'll give you guys like some points of reference to go check out to help you with, you know, you trying to do these calculations and figure stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, that first part being the actual assessment of the home equity, you definitely can go like start off at Zillow, and you can get an idea from that point what it is. Kind of even look at comps, because one funky thing about even with property values, especially, you know, just looking through Atlanta with gentrification and people moving in different places, you might have this big mini mansion, and then you got a little damn tin hut next door. Unless you go in the hood.
Right.
So the values ain't necessarily like what you may see on that particular thing may not necessarily be a true thing, because the comps in the area not, or comparables rather, they not selling for certain things that, you know, it may not be what you think it is, right? So, you know, that'd be the first thing I would, you know, go on Zillow, get an idea. And if you're looking to do further, you can, you know, you can just maybe want to pay an appraisal. You're gonna have to get an appraiser, to come through the house regardless, as part of the actual whole refinance process. That's gonna have to get done any damn way, right? So with doing it, they're gonna have to go through and assess it and go that kind of thing. If you want to do it on the front end yourself, we're doing it. Some mortgage company can take an outside appraisal that you may have done over a certain amount of time, or they may still say, "No, we want to make sure we use somebody to come through our system." That just varies. I can't, you know, and you know, that's a lender call.
Okay.
If they do it, but if you want to have a good assessment, that will be probably precise, you can go and pray for an appraisal. But anytime you want to know your value, just kind of get a ballpark. Go to Zillow.com, and I think they give you pretty much a decent roundabout number for your for the value of home and stuff. Also, you can kind of look at when you look at your property tax records, that's pretty much just going to give you just a certain what is the an assessment that the counties use, but it's nowhere near the actual real value from a market perspective.
Right.
Because I think people really would be crying if they were taxed on the true market value of it, you know, of their property. So the actual the property tax, that value that's on it, just assessed an assessed value, but it's definitely not nowhere near what it would be in regards to selling it. Nowhere near that amount. But definitely Zillow.com would probably be one of the first places I would start from that. And you know, again, you can just get an idea. You know, you can even look at property tax, sales information. All that is public records.
Right.
So even if you want to look at other people, your neighbor's house and all that kind of stuff, you'll get that assessed value in regards to that. But even somebody sold a house near you, that information is public information. But with that said too, that information, you know, kind of make it easier for you without looking too tough. You can go on Zillow and get that same information.
You'll type in the zip code.
Yeah, that's it. And you can find all that information. So I always know that sales and things like that, that's public information. But you know, when you go on the county record side, those are assessed values. But you start off number one, just assessing the home equity to get an idea. Because remember what I said, home equity is just the difference between the market value and what you currently own your home. Okay? Zillow maybe give you like they'll just the value. You need to know your loan balance, subtract it, and that's where you go from there. And that's probably one of the key components with a lot of people. When you start looking at, you know, people's net worth and things like that, a lot of that is, you know, really attached to tangible assets, i.e. homes, i.e. collectibles, land, you know, that's usually what their worth is attached to, you know, with that.
Lady Love said that's estimated for that's tax assessors, and she said, and it depends on how many foreclosures in your neighborhood.
Yeah, but even when they say like with doing it, that's just what they for their billing.
Okay.
But you know, just you know, when appraisals sit there and looks at it, I don't think they take in consideration of foreclosures.
They don't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they even take foreclosures in there. They just looking at, you know, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, this, that, and then they're looking at comp school area and stuff like that. But I don't think they take that in. I may be wrong, But if now with the counties and stuff like that, because you can always go. Because right now is the point. I think the first wave of bills just came out, and they're because I just got property tax from Fulton County for a house I got over there. Shit, man, I almost shed a tear too.
She said she was talking about selling the house.
But selling the house?
Yeah, I think they take the foreclosure in when you selling the house.
I don't know. I don't know with that. But again, even when they taking that in, when we looking at the cash out, as far as with the mortgage, whatever that value that's stated, that stated that's your market value. Looking at it, ballpark.
Okay.
And then what you owe, that difference. We know that's just with the equity that we own. Because a lot of people, you'll be surprised how many times people come to me, what exactly is equity? With knowing that. So now we at that phase, we got a good idea of what our value is. We got that assessment to say, this what the market have, this what I owe, this what I probably have in home equity, right? I'm looking at sitting at a couple $100,000, especially a couple years ago when inflation was rampant. Shit, it behooves you. The problem, I think a lot of people fall in, they were sitting on all this damn equity, they'll sell the damn house, but they end up was out there in the market, they'll spend that damn money for something way smaller.
Right, that's what Slick was just saying. You won't pay them post-COVID prices. You gonna sell your house at $400,000, but now you got to buy another house at $450,000.
Or $400,000. That's damn 2 times smaller.
Right.
But it's one of them hard moments. A lot of people had to go through the hard way and stuff. But once you get through that, you got a good idea. Hey, this is what we have. So now you sit there and say to yourself, let me go through the loan process, loan application process with doing it. And that's where you sit there and find your lender, go to your bank, your current mortgage company, go to a new one, and say, listen, I want to look at doing a cash out refinance. And that'll pretty much, if you guys are, current homeowners or future homeowners, that's pretty much taking some information from you, income verification, maybe some bank statements, pull your credit, and then they'll go from that number to see exactly what kind of the loan amount that you're eligible for, and the interest rate. Because again, you're going up.
Okay.
So, you had $150,000 mortgage, you're gonna pay down $100,000. Now you're looking to get a $250,000 mortgage, which is going to be a bigger mortgage, which is going to require what? More income, right? And depending on what we just talked about, the market dictates the rate, right? So now we're sitting there looking at it. So now it was cool when you afford the $150. Now we're going up $100,000. Is the income sufficient to do that? Because you're looking at like, okay, I can pull this cash out, but they still gonna look at, can you afford this new mortgage?
Right.
Exactly. Because they just give you the cash on the difference. Because they're gonna pay off your other loan and get this new amount. But at the end of the day, can you pay the mortgage on the new loan? And that's what I think a lot of people look, I got all this equity I can pull out. That doesn't mean the bank gonna give it to you.
Right.
Because you got to be able to justify the income. And let me repeat that again, just in case anybody kind of got lost on that. Remember, just because you got this equity in there, you have to show the banks that you can pay this new loan amount.
Okay.
So you may be sitting on $100,000 in equity. Cool. Now, if you decide to sell your house, we're not talking about a cash. Sell your house, and you bought it for $150, you owe $100, you sell it for $250. Yeah, now you can get that minus your little fees and get that. Cool. But we're talking about a cash out refinance where you're refinancing the mortgage. You're keeping the home. You're just getting a new loan. You have to be able to justify them giving you this new loan amount.
Okay.
Got to make sure that. So that's that application process. We'll submit all that kind of stuff. They're going to get that stuff because again, and that's going to determine how much, just like anybody goes, the initial purchase. You give them some docs and they say pre-approved at this rate. What you about to say, Leah?
Line Layla says pre-qualification on how much house you can afford.
Yeah. Well, like you submit that, now they telling you, okay, look, this is what we can give you at this rate. You got so much time, we can lock it in. But as I went through the process of going to the underwriters and everything, and underwriters guys are just people that's going to actually do the hard verification. Yeah, they're going to validate everything, look at all the different formulas to calculate that hey, that you actually can pay for this. So they just make sure all the ducks in a row before it go to closing and everything. So that once that that's probably the initial hump in regards to getting everything together. The next part after that is actually the loan approval phase, and that's when it goes to the whole point of saying they're going to approve the amount that they're going to give you. Now again, they may not necessarily approve you for the max amount, or what the value is, or what you may have asked for. That number will be determined. They're going to actually probably go through the whole process, meet with the underwriters to make sure to validate that, hey, listen, what we getting come back from the appraisals ain't necessarily matching.
Right.
You may have the appraiser may come back to say, hey, listen, it's cool, but they got 3 or 4 windows, whatever.
Ain't closed.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Right.
It's a hole right there on the roof, and you may have to turn around and fix all this kind of stuff on that property before they even approve it. So they got to go through that whole little process to make sure that everything's in place and everything is set up. Guys, remember tonight we're talking about what's a cash out refinance. Feel free to call in. The call in number 678-740-9894. And if you have any questions about what a cash out refi is, or if you're looking to go into the process, or if you experienced having one before, please feel free to call in 678-740-9894.
Say hey to your mama.
What's up, mama? What going on?
She on
Late
Facebook.
as usual.
No, she actually she was.
She came in on time.
She's on time. We were busy. I didn't have a chance.
Ain't no Miss Charlie here, my mama.
She was on time there. I can't let you do mama like that.
No mama, boys. Mama
Right.
get tired up, boy.
Hey, mama.
I know she cussed my ass out.
Right.
I had a good time, man. I ain't even say nothing about it, man. We had an awesome 4th of July. My mom, sister, brother-in-law, nephew came over, man. My brother-in-law people, they came over, man. It was cool, man. I had a good time and stuff. My kids were there. I cooked some of my world famous. And the first time I cooked, it's the first time I cooked beef ribs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Normally I had the pork ribs and the chicken going. This was the first time I cooked beef ribs. And, ain't too much meat on them, but they were damn delicious.
They were delicious.
Yeah,
Well, you
man.
biased.
Yeah, man. No, they were good, man. Most people don't eat beef ribs, not too much meat. But then plus it's a little bit more tedious with cooking them.
Okay.
But it was pretty cool, man. I was real proud of myself. So yeah, big shout out to everybody. I hope everybody had a great, safe 4th. We're going back to that whole process of cash. We're talking about cash out refinance, that approval process where they're saying, okay, look, this is what you were pre-approved for, but this is what we're going to give you. We pre-approved you for $250. We can meet you at $220. We say you can get a rate for maybe 4%, but we're going to give you this rate maybe like 5.5. They getting the definites out. You got so many days to close everything out. We're doing that. So again, and they're stating that, listen, we, initially you owe $100,000. We can only give you $220. So you got $120 that we can give you. Hypothetically, we're not talking about any closing fees or anything like that. So they'll kind of just lay that on you. And now you actually got the definite numbers in, like, shit, okay, this is it. So now we can move accordingly to decide, okay, is this a good move for me or not? Right? And at that point, I think, I don't even know, Lab, but is it? I think it's like a couple of weeks. I don't know if it's a month. Once they lay that part out, where they just set your closing date and everything, and I guess it depends. But I don't know if it's a certain amount of time from when they get the approval, when they can just set up the closing, if it's done. It's not done immediately.
No, I think, I used to have a real estate license, but this was a long time ago, and brokerage license, this was a while back, so I think the terms are different now. But I think when you refinance, back then when you refinance, they gave you a certain amount of time to close on it. But what happens is if you don't close within that time, you have to go through the process again.
Yeah, and another thing to keep in mind, like I said, just determine if you're going to be able to afford this big loan. Remember what we talked about before, that whole credit worthiness, assets, all that kind of stuff, income, all that's coming into play.
Right.
So like I said, you sitting on this money, but it don't mean your ass can get this money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just another thing you got to just take into consideration. Like if I don't want to do this and not everything, you got to be in a position that you actually can be able to attain that cash out refi. Somebody would know.
He's talking about taking the house out. Yeah, we're not talking about actually selling the house. We're talking about the refinance process. When you when you're refinancing the house, your house that you own, you're not putting the house on the market, so it won't be anything to take off the market.
That's the whole point. We're talking about, we're not talking about selling. We're talking about the cash out refi. What we're talking about, you're just assuming a bigger loan,
Right?
encompassing what you have, and then that cash difference between the market rate, the new loan, and what you previously had.
Right.
Because
right.
again, I get these calls all the time where people are like, what is that? And I'm also going to kind of go into a homemaker line of credit, but just after we get done. But just that cash out refi, and it's a great option for people to be aware of, because so many times people are so enamored with paying a mortgage off, and in their minds that, and I'm gonna go through this at the end. In their minds, I got this I'm breaking my neck to get this mortgage paid off, and I'm not getting stuff with the interest. But I don't know if it's making a big benefit you to sit on $200,000 or $300,000 in equity, and you ain't got no damn money in your pocket. Like I'm just saying, like it's like you sitting there doing it, and you made your payment, but you'll never be able to take advantage of that money there. So it's just, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, well, I guess it's a process of, you may the house you may pay the house down to $89,000, and the area is going for $350 to $376, so you're gonna get $250,000 easily. But I guess you gotta say to yourself, do I really want to pay $1,400 a month though? Because then you think about, what's the purpose of getting the cash out if I'm paying a higher mortgage rate and I gotta use some of the cash to pay the mortgage? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but I ain't finna be sitting there trying to have no headache, but I'm $1,300. I got $200 in my bank account.
You built different. You built different. That already got you built different.
I got $200,000 in my bank account. We'll figure this shit out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? About $13 a month. But that's the whole point of having those thought processes, because again, it may not necessarily be like, man, I'm older, I don't need that. I don't damn move, try to get stuff where I did 10, 15, 20 years ago, become a little bit more settled. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But that was just with the loan approval process. The next process is, we'll go through the whole point of closing. And pretty much closing is, once the loan is approved, the home loan proceeds, and you're going to sign all the necessary documents. Closing, I think fees can go anywhere from $8,000 to maybe $15,000, depending. Sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more, depending on the balance, the value of the loan. That's pretty much just having the attorneys, a closing attorney, everything set up to make sure all the property documents are there. They may set up what we call an escrow account, where you have a percentage, a certain dollar amount of the your loan payments will go towards the prepayment set aside of your property taxes and your home your homeowner's insurance. So all this stuff is settled up at closing, where all this stuff is put into play with doing that. That also in that process, draft that check for the difference. Draft that check for the difference of your what is that right there? I'm sorry. They'll draft a check for the difference of your the value of the new loan balance and your old loan balance. They'll draft all that stuff out, or they may wire it to you in a day or so with doing that. But all that stuff is settled at closing, and you get that. They'll just make sure everything, all the ducks in a row, sign, and then from that point, they'll forward everything to the actual proper channels. That being to the new mortgage company, let them know these are the new terms. Selling everything off, paying your old debt. It may be same place. Selling everything off with the previous mortgage company. Sorry, got calls coming in. I want to throw my show off.
Okay.
Everybody know for the past 5-6 years what the hell I'm doing on Thursday at 8 p.m.
At this time.
Come on now. Yeah, everybody know what the hell I'm doing. But definitely, it's stuff like that throw my ass off. But just going through the whole part of the closing, that's where all that stuff is settled up in regards to that. So that's, you straight, got everything straight, and go from there. So old mortgage company paid, new mortgage company got the new terms of the loan, county records and all that stuff is going to get sent off to get updated, and you get your check to clear out that difference. And that's pretty much how that whole closing process goes.
Okay.
The next phase is the whole point. This is what we all want to say. You're gonna receive those funds, because again, some old school way they used to cut checks with doing it. I just did a refinance about a year ago, they wired the money to my account. I don't know if they still cut checks that day. Maybe come back in a day or so of doing it, depending on who's the closing attorney office that you go to. But at that point, you'll receive your funds, and your funds again, like we just said before, it's usually the equity, whatever you refinance, that difference. The new mortgage, subtracting the old mortgage minus any kind of fees, that being your really just your closing fees and things like that. Closing fees, the equity amounts and all that stuff. The escrow amounts may be included with your closing costs and everything. But whatever the net of that, that's what gets deposited into your account with that. So it's kind of a seamless process with doing it, and in regards to refinance, doing that cash out refi. But that's typically how it goes once they get to receive no funds. But a couple quick points I do want to make sure that you guys understand. I'm gonna say this again, that this is a new mortgage, and to the point line Lady Love said that you can easily go from having that $900 a month to now that $1,300 a month mortgage. What would be a reason, Poochie, if I say I've been paying 20 years, why would I do that? Because number one, you actually, and it's not a right or wrong, it's a you. You determine that. But you turn around and say, well, listen, I'm going up $200 or $300 in my mortgage payment, and it may be more, but does it justify the amount of money that you're finna get? And also, if you have anything planned to do with that money that you're going to get on that cash out refinance.
Okay.
And so those kind of things you keep in mind. What I talked about on the other video the other week is a website I've been using for the past 20 years. It's called dinkytown.net. dinkytown.net. And it's dinkytown.net. It's a website with about 50 different calculators.
Okay.
And you can find your refinance calculator, cash out, you just plug and play.
Okay.
Plug and play, put in the numbers, even what you may be estimated paying in insurance, estimated property taxes, all this kind of stuff. You put in, the new rate, the new loan balance and stuff like that. Put in your current loan balance. They're right in there. What you probably get at closing. Put in the estimated closing costs. You can figure it out. That may be 5%, whatever. Forecast amount for closing costs. All that stuff can be put in, plug and play, and you can kind of get an idea. But dinkytown.net, I've been using about 20 years. Awesome site for it's a whole lot. They talk about finance, car purchases, a lot of different calculators are on there. But that's a great place to get. They have probably about 30 different mortgage calculators on there. Where, like I said, you can go through, plug and play, where they looking at different, looking at different terms, different rates, different things like that. But it's definitely a great spot to start at when you're looking about doing that cash out refi. But that's one of the reasons you can sit there and look at with doing it. And that's a you determinant.
Right.
With doing it. I want to go back to a point before it slipped my mind. Again, we were looking at in terms of, you're saying, you can look at it from a couple perspectives. You say, well, listen, if I already paid my house off, I don't want to pay a mortgage. One thing, I'm going to tell you something that I think a lot of people miss. This is what I want to talk about. What I think a lot of people miss is that you get caught up into, and I see a lot of videos on the internet, and I don't think people really understand finances. They'll look at it like, I've got this mortgage, and I'm paying this money in this mortgage. The first, let's say 15 years, is just going to interest. I'm not even paying the mortgage down. But what I think a lot of people miss, yes, you are paying majority interest the first 15 years of the mortgage, but that interest comes back to you to lower your taxable income. So it's not like you just getting it and paying it. So if you're making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, it's whatever you're paying in interest, it's going to reduce it on your itemized deductions.
Okay.
And I think people really damn miss that. So the bonus you getting, you're progressing in life, making money, and you still got to pay some down. You still need to pay taxes, y'all. But what I'm saying, you're going to put yourself in a position, as opposed to getting taxed at $50,000, it may drop to $35,000, depending on how much you paid.
Okay.
Between your mortgage interest, property taxes, because now you're itemizing, right? So that's the kind of thing I think people really damn miss. Like, yeah, you're doing that, but it's coming back to you.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, and that's with your primary home and rental properties. So you can't get caught up into, you got to look at the big picture. Yes, I am paying this interest, but I'm getting the interest back, reducing my taxable income. I'm not have to pay taxes on $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. It's going to drop minus that interest I pay. Now again, you got your other itemized deductions. You know, your goodwill, your things like your church donations and things like that. But again, it goes back to you. So I'm not saying that to sway you to do it, but that is something I think a lot of people miss. Cause I see a lot of videos, guys, like I just bought a house outright, and this is the Mr. Short Dollar talking. That don't make any damn sense for me if I have $100,000 to buy a house cash to buy, put $100,000 on a mortgage. That's about damn crazy as hell to me. I mean, just buy a house outright for $100,000.
Right.
Where I can put down maybe 20%, $20,000, and I got $80,000 to get funky with it.
Okay.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I make it take some of that, but that $80,000 that I'm got a mortgage on, each year the interest is coming back, reducing my taxable income. Okay. And if I'm talking over your head, lose you, that's why y'all need to look at Mr. Short Dollar more often.
A couple of statements. I'm gonna go back a little bit. I guess this was in reference to rent. Lion Lady Love says that she was watching a show on TV, and the guy was saying he was paying $10,000 a month for rent.
What do you rent? What the hell they rent, a castle?
Or maybe not rent, maybe mortgage. Maybe it was mortgage. So what happens when somebody wants to buy your house for cash, as is, or is that a reality? Does that really happen? Go ahead.
I think you have a day and age, and most homeowners are getting these phone calls from people that are offering a cash offer for your home with doing it. And at the end of the day, if they can produce what you want. Now, if you already got a mortgage on there and they can't produce more than what the loan balance is, you can't do shit with that anyway.
Right.
Because the mortgage company got to get paid out. Now, if they can produce more than what you owe, or you own a house outright, if they can produce it, you just need to go to a damn closer. Okay. Go to get you a closing attorney, and make it happen. So it's legit if they got the money, and depending on where you at with that. If you have, if they're going to offer you an amount more than what you owe with that, or if you own it outright, with that. But it's just a matter of getting a closing attorney.
Okay. Slick says if you are having issues paying your bills now, don't do it. The refinance, I guess that's what I'm talking about, for the refinance.
Well, let's look at it a couple ways. So let's say, okay, let's look at it like this, Lab. If you got this, and this is my philosophy. If I say that it's tight for me to pay my, with my bills, right? And let's just take the reason why it's tight is not my mortgage. It may just be credit card bills, other debt I got, what's going on, because my mortgage $1,000, but I'm paying probably another $1,000 in credit card, other little things I got going on. If you can do the cash out refi, get the cash, pay that shit off, you done went from maybe $2,000 or $3,000 a month to just $1,000, or just say that 12 or 13.
Use that refinance money to pay off the other debt.
It's just like a damn debt, because all that you paying it off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can do that. Now at the end of the day, if you're not gonna be disciplined, or you miss out on that, and you turn around and regrow this shit, that's a different story.
Right.
But if your mortgage is $1,000, and you probably got another $2,000 in other credit card, installment loans, you know what I'm saying? But you can just take some of that money that you just got out of this cash, pay all that off. Now your mortgage went from $1,000 to $1,500, but that $1,500 still isn't the $3,000. Was going for that. So that's just like I say, you got to make that assessment with doing it, and that's a great point. But that's why you can go to a site like Dinkytown and kind of find them kind of calculators with doing it. So again, it may make sense to do it, but that's why it's very important that you gather as much information, and most importantly, talk to the right damn people. because they they can be able to shine that light for you. Now, again, if you know you're not gonna be disciplined, and you get these damn cars paid off, then you run these mother back up. You know what I'm saying? It really ain't gonna benefit you to do that.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like when Pig peeing on Charlie Brown got that bath and he cleaned for about 30 minutes. He shook himself off, got right back dirty again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you remember that episode when they gave Pig Pee in a bath?
Yeah.
Shit, about 30 seconds, he did like this, he right back dusty.
A late line says, what if you don't have a job? You can't use your house for taxes then at that point, right? For, I guess what you're saying, you can itemize your taxes to get the money back for the refinance?
No, but you're talking about for getting the money back for the hell, if you don't have a job, they gonna give you refinance anyway.
Oh, okay.
They ain't gonna do that. Then they have those what's the thing called? Reverse mortgage. They may give you like a check for a certain amount of time or settle it up, and then after a certain point they can offer you an opportunity or your heirs an opportunity to pay it back and eventually become deceased or something like that. But hell, nobody will give you a damn mortgage without no damn money. I mean, because you have no way of showing that you can pay them back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question about the refinance. Do you consider that to be like, let's say if somebody wants to get home equity line of credit to do repairs in the house, is that the same process?
Well, it's you don't have. I don't think you have to go to closing with a home equity line of credit. So pretty much, with a home equity line of credit, they're looking at the same thing, looking at that equity, and they'll say, listen, we'll allocate this amount of money to you, and if you ever want to borrow a portion of this at any time, you'll just be liable for the amount you borrow. So let's look at the same thing. What we looked at, we got a loan balance of $100,000. Our house is appraised at $250,000. So that's saying we have $150,000 in equity.
Okay.
And so the home equity line of credit will say that you have a home equity line of $150,000. And guys, I know it's probably some little other fees going for, but just for simplistic terms, you have a $150,000 line of credit. And if you want to just take 10 grand to put a new roof on, you'll just 10 grand and you'll be paying the payments to pay the 10 grand back. And at that point, you now have $140,000 line of credit at your disposal.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? But that's a you call if you want to do that with doing it. The line of credit can disappear at any time. It can reduce. The rates can change. If you know that you don't want it, and it's a good thing to sit here and think about. If I want to have this, if you just probably want to do repairs or something like that, I think that's a viable option. But if you want to do other things with the money and stuff like that, you may want to get cash out refi. But that's kind of thing. And again, I go back to that website. They have things to help with the thought process. Should I refinance, pull cash out, or should I just get a line of credit with doing it? And I would, like I said again, I would caution people to talk to people that are credible. They can kind of give you extra insight to think about things that you don't think, that you may not necessarily be the most versed with in regards to that, because that is a big decision when you start to talk about if I'm going to do, I'm tip the damn thing over, Lyle.
Line Layla says,
I know
so you have two payments. Yeah.
What the hell I'm doing, Lyle?
That lady right there. Lay it out a little bit.
Let it down?
No, you can't. No, you.
Shit, Lyle.
Up. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
What line Lady Love say?
So you'll have two payments when you're talking about the home equity line of credit.
Correct. That'd be two payments.
Okay.
You'll be paying the line of credit, and you'll be doing that. And it's the same thing if you get what we call like a second mortgage on your home. You can do that, and but they can take some of the because you don't have to be a line of credit. They can actually give you a whole nother damn mortgage on your home. Well, consider a second mortgage, where they'll give you a loan on a piece of that equity.
Okay.
And that's where you heard the term second mortgage. It may be two different payments with doing that. Also, sometimes when I was talking about the counties, most times those counties will give you that will help you with the mortgage. They give you like down payment assistance. They may pay for your closing costs. when I went through the pandemic, what's up, Trading Code? What's going on, lady? Appreciate you tuning in. When I keep saying damn, I'm trying to get my thought. A lot of times there were the companies were doing what was the damn term, Lab? Where you didn't have to pay your mortgage, and then they did the Lab.
Was it loan forgiveness?
No, hell no, ain't no damn loan forgiveness on no mortgage during the pandemic. The y'all help me out. Well, you didn't have to pay the you might want a couple months, you'd have to pay your mortgage, but they put that attachment on the back. Yeah, I don't forget the exact term that they were using, but it was a term that they were using it more so during the pandemic. But I had one of those situations where I don't think I paid my mortgage for maybe like 6 or 7 months. Mm-hmm. Then I stopped that, and they put the difference on the back. Then I did a refinance after my divorce. They paid off my mortgage plus paid off that. I don't know if it was maybe like eight or 9 grand. Mm-hmm. They paid that off too. I mean, they paid both mortgages off and made one whole mortgage. So that's why I want people to be as versed as possible to different options when it comes to dealing with mortgages and stuff like that. Because like I said, cash out refinance is a pretty decent option, but I think people need to make sure they're very, very versed with the forbearance. Thanks, appreciate that. Sexy red bone forbearance. That's it. Okay. So the forbearance period, because it was, I think they're doing it in like 90-day increments that they were did, and I think I did it for two periods. So like 6 months I didn't pay, and then they put that on the back of the loan. But like so, once you do the refinance, you still got that's like 2 loans attached, but they just had that sitting in the back. May not be accruing any interest or anything like that. Just part of different programs that they were helping people out with during the pandemic. But I really behooves anyone that's that's currently a homeowner or looking to be a potential homeowner to be very, very versed with the different products that are out there, because it's not a bad thing. I think sometimes we shy away from different options. Like, I don't want to get a mortgage, I won't get a loan. Because like I said, me even being an investor, I'm like, now I use that leverage. But that's like that whole example I gave with, if you got 100, I would think it was DJ Paul with the with 3 6 Mafia. He was just saying, like, I bought all my houses cash because something happened, I got a house. But I thought that was stupid as shit. And I know he know music. Right. And I know he got money. Right. But that didn't make any damn sense. Like, no, because I'm still going back to, if I got 100,000 and I put the 20%, which is 20, I got 80,000. Mm-hmm. The interest I'm getting back on the loan that I'm paying in the mortgage payment, I'm getting that back every year to reduce my taxable income. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, it's like I'm getting, I'm paying it, but I'm not paying. You can look at it from one perspective. Mm-hmm. I'm paying all this interest back for the first 15 years. Right. But the other perspective is I'm reducing my taxable income for 15 years.
I guess he was thinking. I guess he was thinking. Well, what if I don't have any income coming in? I still own these houses.
Yeah, but if you ain't come in, you're gonna sell that damn house. Like, I'm just saying, like, right. You could do. I'm just saying that I could do more with that 80 than than the bank can. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And like I say, it's not hitting my pocket that way. I get it, and again, I felt he was clearly speaking from the perspective of somebody that had money in their pocket, as opposed to somebody that was knowledgeable about something. But far too often, I think we listen to people that have success in something. I think they have a lot of sense in other aspects. Don't know a damn thing about it.
We love listening to celebrities about stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, you want to talk about producing and all that kind of, I can roll with you. You getting that other shit, like, nah, this ain't your world, buddy. This ain't your world, you know? And I think one of my gifts is I'm sharp enough to know what the hell I don't know. Mm-hmm. And I had a conversation with one of my sons today, bro, I don't know. Mm-hmm. You need to call this person. Right. Well, no, listen, you talking to me. Me and PJ was talking. I was just like, son, I don't know. I'm going to listen to you. Right. But you need to call this guy.
They know.
Yeah, they know. Mm-hmm. I think and I assume, but I really don't know, and I'm not knowing they're comfortable saying it. But this person knows. Right. You know? Now, you may not necessarily like what they tell you, but it's a whole lot better than me co-signing, and because we're, in life, we had no shortage of getting folks, dumbass opinions. Right. But to get folks facts, you got to kind of be prepared for what's gonna come out. Man, that necessarily be what you want to hear. So guys, in a nutshell, I hope you enjoyed the conversation where we talked about what's a cash out refinance. Hope we gave you guys a good explanation exactly what it is, and also, like I said, and also give you some insight in regards to deciding would it be a good option for you or not if you want to go that route, do a home equity line of credit, other second mortgage, other little and other options with that. But for more great information, just like what we just talked about, we will be talking more about cash out refinances or even mortgages in the real estate market. I'll be doing a lot more videos about that going forward. So, cause I wasn't realizing until I was sitting there just dealing with, I was at one of the rental houses the other week, and just like, damn, man, I know a lot of shit, but I'm really not sharing about this,
right?
Especially with successes and definitely with failures that I've encountered. Because one thing that with the live feed, what had me thinking was, this is what the conversation on the video was about the buying, was I was at a rental house, and in my mind, I'm looking at it's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Most of the houses in the neighborhood were 3-bedroom with 3 ones. And I was in my mind saying, okay, I can put another bathroom and get 3-2 and get more mortgage, more rent. But the flip side of it is, I called a broker, and they told me the 3-1 market $1,200. The 3-2 was $15. I'm thinking the 19 $2,000. So to put a new bathroom in, low end $10,000 to $15,000. Is it worth the maybe $100, $200 a month difference to make that capital investment right now? Now, if I was selling it, yes. Renting it, I was still wrestling with justifying it. And I'm still going through the thing with doing it, because in my mind, I thought it was a bigger disparity for the 3-2, but it's not. So I got to sit there and say to myself, like, no, but that's the thing about it. In my mind, I'm sharing, being transparent with me. In regards to, hey, this is what I'm going to do. But once I talk to somebody that knew, like, you sure that's all I can get?
Yeah. Put that down for you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You said 2,000 easy.
Well, I'm the one doing the breaking down. They just give me the facts. No, you can't get this. In my mind, I thought I could. They're like, you could. That's why I did the video on the rent prices dropping. Cause I'm like, shit, man. I knew this time last year I could have got it. But the market rent prices are decreasing. So is it worth right now to make that kind of capital investment for maybe $150 to $200 a month? Now that kind of capital investment may pay for itself 5 or 6 years, which ain't really bad. Get return on investment 5 or 6 years. But shit, I think I can do more shit with that money. Then back again. We're doing it. I'm a deal maker. You know what I'm saying? So now we're doing it. But that's why I wanted to kind of had that kind of insight. And if I lost you guys, I'm sorry. But that's why I was looking. Because at the end of the day, I was gonna tell people, numbers are real. Emotions ain't. So what you feel, what you think, what you hope, what you pray, that's not gonna put money in your pocket. But them numbers, this is it.
It's gonna add up.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there saying, look, if you gonna give me 12 with the 3-1, and I'm gonna get 15 with the 3-2, but I gotta spend 10 to 15 grand to get $150 extra.
Might not be worth that.
Not me playing
that process.
No. It don't make sense.
You gotta add in the time it's gonna be unrentable while the bathroom's being built.
Well, that. Let's say 2 months. Let's say 2 months.
Okay.
I don't think that'd make a big difference. It's just the whole point of that $150, $200 difference. Time how many months to get that back? That's gonna be years.
Yeah, 10 years at least.
Yeah, 10 years. There you go.
10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
That shit don't make sense.
Yeah.
It don't make sense. So you see, I'm sitting there doing that like now. But how many times people even go through and look at that? In their mind, I can make more money. It can make more money, but it's not enough to justify incurring that extra debt. Or not even that debt, just to be spending that kind of money. But those are the kind of things that I want to help people out with to understand that. But a lot of times the problem is we got to get out of our own way, because what I think, what I feel, what I hope, what I wish, what I pray hold us back and keep us in financial turmoil so much, because we don't know what the hell we're doing. And because we don't know, and because you don't want to listen to Lab give you expertise, You don't want to go to Mr. Short Dollar tell you this, that, and that, because you so stuck on how you feel and what you want to be, and you listen to the wrong damn people. So many times people getting these hoes. You know what I'm saying? That restaurant wasn't a viable option right there.
Right.
That studio I had downtown wasn't a viable option right there. Those kind of things you got to sit there and look at, because people want to do it and just say, I don't want to be in business, say I'm in business. And I'm already setting myself up for failure. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's what we got to get ourselves out of. And I always go back to one of the most powerful books I ever read, Donald Trump, The Art of the Deal. And that's all he did in that book, was just go through every deal he had. I don't even know who wrote the book, but every deal he had, Taj Mahal, Trump Tower, how he would meet with damn near 10 people to give him information. And at the end of the day, if you're the real boss, you know how to take the information and break it down. But just talking with all these credible people, gathering information and being able to make a decision, we're doing it. So if Trump do it, the president got cabinet, prime minister got parliament, and your ass just sit here with your damn aunt and uncle, and your shit,
don't own
shit, have at it,
Right.
Have at it and stuff. So again, like I can be straight up with y'all. Like, look, I got OGs, I got mentors and stuff that tell me it's effed up and stuff, and I might feel some type of way, but I trust them and know they love me enough to, like, look, they gonna see me in a bad way, and I think I'm smart enough to not put myself or my family in predicament on some stuff that I know this restaurant gonna work, but the demographics ain't working. The rent I'm doing, the overhead and the costs I have, we start looking at that, the cost of care and all that. The math ain't gonna work. I ain't gonna be able to, I don't give a damn even if I got free chickens, I ain't gonna be able to sell enough to cover rent.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And people don't want to do that.
Right.
People want to do that. People come to me when it's damn near like turmoil. Like, I can't.
Too late.
Yeah, you had no breaking even analysis, no forecast, no plan, and none of this shit. Like, man, you gotta do this before you even decide to do it. And that's what, when you see your Walmarts, the Dollar Generals, all these places where they decide to set up, they've done that market analysis already. They've done the demographic search. They want to know if they, for the particular business they have, can they sustain something there? And you gotta be able to do that same thing. Like we talk about now with the cash out refinances, like, the deal gotta make sense regardless.
Right.
Not sense because it sound good.
Right.
The math gotta work. And if you don't know how to do it, go find somebody that can help you out with it. And not most important, not just can do it, help you out with doing it, they can explain that shit to you. Because every accountant can't speak English. Every damn doctor can't speak English.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Every lawyer can't speak English.
Right.
They'll throw terms at your ass and say it's straight, but you still damn lost. And you really know better off. It may be fixed, but you still don't know what the hell going on. So make sure you get somebody that can help you out, but also be able to put you in a better place with it if you need to know what's going on. So listen, guys, I want to tell everybody I appreciate what's going on, cuz. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Great show. Great show. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. So make sure, again, wherever you're looking at on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Again, that's Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get a notification each time we upload a new video. Love you all, be safe, and I'll talk with you soon.